Who is the lover?
Allah.
Who is Ar-Rahman?
Allah.
Who is Al-Mannan?
La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad is the messenger, to Allah is our return. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad is the messenger, to Allah is our return.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. آمين. I seek refuge in Almighty Allah against Shaitan, they are caused. And I begin in the name of Almighty Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. I bear witness that nobody deserves any form of worship except Almighty Allah, who is our creator, our nourisher, and our sustainer. May his peace and blessings abide with the leader of mankind, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his companions, and all those who follow this right path. Amen. Brothers and sisters in Islam, you are welcome to yet another edition of your program. The program which enlightens you about the teachings of Islam, guide you on the proper way of life, and give the true picture of Islam to everybody, both Muslims and non-Muslims. Today, the topic we shall be discussing is about the leader of mankind, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the next 1 week or so, we shall be entering the 12th day of Rabiul Awwal, which is the third month of the Islamic calendar year, the actual day of birth of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And from this angle, we are going to address the issue of the Holy Prophet from a very different perspective. Today, we are not going to talk about the life history of the Holy Prophet, but we want to talk about people who have heard of him, people who have learned about his life. We just need to remind them. So we are starting this program with a curtain raiser, which I will bring to you later. But let me welcome formally one of our eminent guests that normally participates in this program. He is an Islamic scholar, he is an imam, and he is a chartered accountant. In fact, he works with the University of Ilorin, the Beta by Far University. He's the faculty accountant to two faculties of the University of Ilorin, that is, the Faculty of Pharmacy and Faculty of Communication and Information Sciences. Join me in welcoming Imam Luqman Isalekoto. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hayyakallah.
Thank you, sir.
Barka da zuwa.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, we are discussing about the Holy Prophet Muhammad, and we have a very short time. That's 25 minutes. And the angle I want us to go now is that we have said we believe, and the Muslim world over believes, that the Holy Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet evolved for mankind. What is the implication of any human being that does not believe in this message and follow this right path, Islam?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين نبينا خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين اللهم صل وسلم عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وما سلك مسلكه ونهج نهجه إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Thank you, sir, our father Alhaji Abdullahi, for your hard working and striving day and night for development and contribution to Deen al-Haq, Deen Islam. May Allah reward you and grant you sound health and increase your faith. And let the Jannah be your final destination and your family. Alhamdulillah. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as one of the Islamic poets, most popular in these generations, we call him Sheikh Ahmad Sawki. Refer to Muhammad like just like a son that is very obvious. It's not need for any introductions. You don't need to get someone to describe how sun used to be. Because if you are blind, you can feel it from your body.
That the sun is shining
across the globe.
Oh.
But irrespective of this, we still need to give some people a kind of guidance in order to realize the personality of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. According to your question, what the implications? If anybody in this era, in this generation, deviates from the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the implication is very huge.
No.
Which is, we have is unquantifiable.
Allahu Akbar.
Because the essence of this word is coming here to serve Allah.
Allahu Akbar.
And the only person that can be a model, a master, a mentor that can guide you through this worship so that you can get to where Allah will accept your ibadah, your activities, by follow the footstep of Prophet Muhammad
sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Because according to the Quran,
nah.
وَمَا يَبْتَغَ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ. That is anybody searching for another route, searching for another religion, searching for another faith, except this Islam. Falan. The word of falan means that today, tomorrow, and even future to come,
God will not accept it from him. Allahu Akbar. Inna dina indallahi al-Islam. Wa man yabtaghi ghayra al-Islam dinan falan yuqbala minhu wa huwa fil akhirati min al-asirin.
This is basic fact. And you now ask me, what about all the predecessors, all other prophets? All other prophets, they are all Muslim.
Allah, from Adam up to Prophet Isa.
The meaning of Islam is total submission
to the will of Almighty Allah.
That is, submit yourself to Allah. Let Allah dictate how you make use of your life. Your action, inaction, your transaction, whatever you want to do, let Allah dictate for you.
Allahu Akbar. And that forget about your own wishes. What does Allah say?
All these prophets from Adam to Nabiyuna Muhammad sallallahu to the last prophet Muhammad, you believe that the way of life is that they will never argue. They will never struggling with Allah. They want Allah to the extent of asking Ibrahim, go and slaughter your only begotten son.
And he was ready.
He was ready. He told Noah, move from where? From here to another place. No argument. That is what we call Islam. And every one of them pronounce it. Nabiullah Yusuf, Itawafani Musliman.
Allahu Akbar.
No. What Sarah, these verses, I will recall it later. Allah make sure that every one of them pronounce Islam before they leave this. And Prophet Muhammad, he just said, in one of his narration in Hadith, he said the old religion, Islam is just like a building that we have hired different contractors from different states to participate and contribute their quotas.
Okay.
And when they get to a stage, we ask them that you have done your bit. Suspend it.
Another person is coming.
From Adam, they are now building the faith. From day one, day two. He said, Ana labnatul akhirah.
No.
I'm the only remaining block to complete that building.
And I have come. No other prophet will be raised. And it has not been raised.
Yes.
All those who are calling themselves prophets are fake.
Because you can't be a prophet without receiving any revelation
from Almighty Allah.
And after the Quran, there's no more revelation.
Allahu Akbar. The chapter is closed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now let's go to the second question. The leader of mankind, Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had many virtues and values to the extent that when he was leaving this world, he sent a message to all Muslims. لن تضلوا ما تمسكتم بهما كتاب الله وسنة رسوله. What are the qualities of the Holy Prophet? What are the virtues and values in his life so that people can imbibe it?
Let me modify the questions.
Thank you very much.
Whatever you can witness today in time of chaos, crisis, dilemma, sleeplessness, restless among the old youth, economic challenge, political instabilities,
Juvenile delinquency,
all form of crisis,
insecurity,
all form of problem that we witness today emanated
from
as a result that we move away from teachings of Prophet Muhammad.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Kullu fitnatin halati inda uruj amani hajj Rasul.
Allahu Akbar.
Because once you deviate from teaching of Prophet Muhammad, once you move away from his advice, once you move away from his callings, be rest assured that you are going to destruction.
Allahu
You are
Akbar.
moving towards destruction. And that is why Allah said that بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم say ما كان الله ليعذبهم وأنت فيهم. Say ما كان الله ليعذبهم وأنت فيهم. If you look at that man in the Arabic grammatical expression, that man shows that we call it nafuyu shan. That is, Allah want to ensure you that there's nothing like that. It cannot happen. Even Allah will not talk about that. There's nothing that can bring about Allah to punish you. Wa anta fihim. That is, once the prophet is within you, Allah will not punish you. And these academicians, our scholar, now argue that. Is it when prophet is alive with us, Allah will not punish us? Say, La, madama man yaju rasulu fikum. So far that you follow the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, you are 100% secure from Allah's wrath.
It's not just for you to hear it
No.
or know
the
it.
best way of
Put it into practice.
In our home, in our office, in our workshop,
Wherever
in our
we
daily
are.
life. Let Prophet be our model. Let be our mentor. Let be a master that we respect and we honor his commandment. And once we do that, we are secured. We are safe. Nothing will come our way. That's it. That that we transcribe, we transfer the teachings of Muhammad, the embodiment of these virtues, like al-adilu, justice.
Justice.
Once we ensure that we allow the justice to flow across the world, all what we are witness in terrorism, all those war is as a result of injustice. As a result that we move away from teaching of Prophet. Al-Adilu alone.
Want to do our own the way we
Number
like.
two, we need auditors. I'm an accountant. Why we need auditor is to ensure that what other people prepare translate this, display fair and true view
of
the statement of account. That is, when we have the coin ataqwa is one of the virtues of Prophet Muhammad.
Fear of God.
Fear of God. How am I need to fear any auditors?
No.
If I already fear Allah, am I need to fear policeman? If already I have the fear of Allah, am I need to fear anybody is watching me? When I believe that it's only Allah that is capable of rewarding me, punish me, reward me. And once I have the consciousness of Allah in our mind, the society will be a better place to live.
So you have mentioned justice, consciousness of Allah, fear of Allah.
And the number three, which is the overall of everything, which is mercy.
We have mercy.
Yes, Allah,
on the people.
Allah said, "Wa mardanaka illa rahmatan lil alamin." He said, Prophet Muhammad, we don't send you to the world for anything than to be a mercy, benefactors, comforters to the rest of mankind. And this really is what prophet is. Prophet is a Rama, is a mercy to our life. If you look deeply to teaching of Prophet Muhammad,
Sallam.
regard to husband and wife, you reflect that mercy of Allah. If you look to
On
the
your family.
yes, from father angle, mother, children, if you people allow the teaching of Prophet Muhammad to resonate, to be the bedrock of your family, people witness that Rama
Allah.
in your life. Look at the relationship with animal. Prophet Muhammad is a mercy to all mankind. Even though to ordinary nature, there was a time that a member, there was once a dead tree of dates. Now, beside Prophet Muhammad always put his hand whenever he's talking, whenever he's delivered the sermon, utubah.
Okay.
But when someone now built the member for Prophet Muhammad,
Sallam.
that member a little bit moved from that
Location.
And when Prophet starting to present the sermon, that date starting to react, feel uncomfortable. It's only Prophet Muhammad can feel that sound.
No.
And he moved towards that date. He tried to rub it. And that is now cool down as it is calm down, Prophet, and say, why you leave me? Because that what we call an animate object. We believe that is ordinary.
Yes, it's a plan.
He felt the Rama of Prophet Muhammad. And the Prophet restored that Rama immediately.
No.
What about the human being? People are crying beside you. People are shouting that they are not comfortable. They are not enjoying the way they are living their life. You are enjoying your life and you don't feed them.
And you're asking them to be patient.
And you ask me that you are a Muslim. You are not a Muslim. Because Prophet Muhammad, whenever I come across anybody that's crying, shouting for help, he preferred to sacrifice his own enjoyment in order to please that fellow.
No.
And that is what we lack in our society now. If we can restore that teaching, let be let be kind to one another. Let's feel the pain that our brother passed through.
Can we summarize this aspect of the question by referring to somebody who went to the wife of the Prophet Muhammad to ask, what are the characters of the Holy Prophet Muhammad?
Yes, that's the overall. Because when we are talking of man, we take it one by one.
Yes.
But for you, that the summary is that Hulkur Rasul. They ask that what the character of Prophet Muhammad.
They ask the wife.
Umuna Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha quickly respond that the only thing I can tell you is that the characters of Prophet Muhammad is Al-Quran. And that is why one of our scholars, he said that we have 3 types of Quran.
Good.
We have Al-Quran Natik.
Now,
we have Al-Quran Summit. We have Al-Quran Ladi Yamshi Al-Ad. That we have a silent Quran. That is the one in your table, the one in my office, the one in my car. It's a silent one. And we have the Al-Quran Natik. The Quran Natik is Kitabu Mansur. All this nature, sun, weather, all of us
that has been described in the Holy Quran.
We are talking every day. And our action is what the Quran try to explain. We are also all these natures. The sun, the moon, the water, the river,
the
even
sky,
the sky, we all Quran.
The land.
But while Quran yamshi al-had, the Quran that is works, that everybody
moves around
is the Prophet Muhammad.
Whenever
you don't understand anything from Quran, just look direct to Prophet Muhammad.
You find it.
You find
him
the
practically.
best interpretations of any verses of Quran that you are looking for.
Thank you very much. Now, some Western Orientalists in the past, they created negative impression about the Holy Prophet by saying that he spread Islam by the sword. And very many years back, even centuries, we have seen Western Orientalists writing good reports about the Holy Prophet Muhammad. How do you correlate this?
The only way let me correlate this way. One of our great points, I mentioned his name very early, Sheikh Ahmad Souki. In one of his madhud for Prophet Muhammad, he said that Sayyid al-Anam, bifadlihi at-tal'ida. Said all humankind witness what Allah endowed him in time of superiority. On the at-tal'ida, even his enemy, they can testify.
The enemies of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, if they will be factual, they can testify about his behavior.
When you say someone is superior, Allah bless someone. It's only when his enemy come back to tell you that, yes, we have grudge between ourselves and we have cause to settle, but let us tell you the truth. The man is a man of everybody. Because one of the great French authors, he wrote a book he called The Great 100 Personality in the World, in the history of mankind. And they refer to number one, the first person is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If that man that has nothing to do with our religion, not affiliation with Islam, because he's just a lover of truth and a lover of knowledge. I always let people realize, anybody that fail to recognize Prophet Muhammad, you can either be, you are not a student of history, or maybe you don't love knowledge, or you are not an achiever. Because if you walk this world and you try your best to achieve certain things, you appreciate someone like Prophet Muhammad, who rose from that kind of environment and he conquered the whole world with the shortest period of time without any coercion. He's not forced anybody. It's through his love, his action, his kindness, attitude, behaviors. That is from today, you see, people are dying for Prophet Muhammad. People are loving him so passionate because of what we thought about. If you want to know that Allah really blessed Prophet Muhammad, let me quickly give you a little verdict from non-believers. Let's call them, they are non-Muslim. They believe in their own way.
Their comment about him.
Yes. There was one Reverend Father called John Bernard Shaw. He said, if a man like Muhammad were to assume dictatorship of this modern world, he would succeed in solving its problem that will bring it the much needed peace and happiness. That is, as we find ourselves in Nigeria today, you know, we have a multifaceted problem. We have systemic problem. But if we have opportunity to invite Prophet Muhammad to be the next president of Nigeria, just for 4 years, all this will be.
We will see how we will turn around.
It will be a thing of
the
past.
nation.
That we will talk about the. And let's go back to another one of them. We call it Reverend Boswell Smith. He said head of state as well as the church. Lie was Caesar and Pope in one part. That is, Pope and Caesar, they are head of church. And when we are talking of soldier, we talk of Caesar and this man from who conquered Egypt recently.
Okay.
And when we are talking of who control the spiritual world, we talk of Gandhi, we talk of other people, Buddhists and other. He said whatever they achieve, if this was Muhammad, he had all the power without their support. All what is spread among the say someone is judiciary. In Nigeria, for example, we have the judiciary leader, CJ, Supreme Court, and we have the head of the legislative Senate president. We have head of executive President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The man tried to let us realize that if you combine these things together, now assign Prophet Muhammad
to govern,
to manage every three aspects of our political life. He said it will solve all the problems without need for any support.
Allahu Akbar.
That shows the uniqueness of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Than everybody forget about the myopic views of some people who believe that because of what they are looking for, let them search. I always have the confidence. I tell people, don't ask me about Muhammad. Please search and research for yourself. You will eventually be one of his best supporters in the world.
Thank you very much. Finally, before we go today, among us Muslims, very insignificant number of Muslim groups or individuals who say, why are you celebrating Maulid? The Holy Prophet never celebrated his own Maulid. What you are doing is bid'ah. Okay. What message do you have for them?
The only message I have for that, there was something called Amana to Ilmiya.
No.
That is when you...
Amana to Ilmiya.
That when you have knowledge, you allow the knowledge to control you. Don't control
the knowledge.
Respect the knowledge. If truly we respect the knowledge, because our first verse revealed to our Prophet Muhammad is Iqra. Allah knows that all our problem will be solved if you can read. And all our problem will come as a result when we ignore to read. And if truly you want to solve the world problem, the only solution is to read. Tell our people that the other side, they criticize the Maulid because they think, assume that the assumption is that Bid'ah cannot come from this kind of Maulid. It's only Ibadah. When you are talking of Ibadah, and before you can call anything haram or not haram, you must get we call an-nasu sari wal hadith sahih. That is dilalat subut qat'iyya. You must get a nas ayah from Quran and hadith that nail it. But
that
if
you should not do this.
But if you
don't use your own knowledge to condemn anything.
No, we can't do that.
Thank you very much.
We are all Muslims. We need to respect our view. And we need to do it such a way that Allah will reward you. We have a fourth tale Maulid. We call it Boko Mauludi. That when you people organize, you sing from the day, from morning, dancing, without any substance. That's
what is not acceptable.
The best way of celebrating Prophet Muhammad is by al-ittiba'u wal-iqtida'u bi-sunnati. Let's follow his steps. Let's try to follow his teaching. That's the best
Maulid that we can celebrate. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will round up this discussion by referring to a book I read since 1975. That's about 48 years ago. And it's a book compiled by about 100 non-Muslims from across the whole world. Islam, Our Choice is the topic. Is the title of that book. Every one of them stated why they became Muslims. And most of these people are Europeans. You can't find an Arab, even among them. They stated why they became Muslim because of what they have seen, what they have read, what they have known about the Holy Prophet. Seeing him as the last prophet of God. Like our guest said, that Islam is a building, started with Prophet Adam, and construction continued with the number of projects, prophets that were raised by Almighty Allah, making the Holy Prophet Muhammad the last who completed the building. That's Islam for you. On today's edition of our program, we have Sheikh Lukman Mukhtar Isalekoto, who's a chartered accountant, a well-known Islam scholar, and imam from the University of Ilorin, who has been answering our questions on the lifetime of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Next week, inshallah, we shall be entering Maulid Nabi proper and be guided that we have discussed this topic for you to know who Muhammad was. May Allah continue to bless all of us. Together with my guests, we are saying, Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
All praise is due to the one and only. He is the master of all creation.
All praise is due to the one and only. He is the master of all creation.